We have a mystery on our hands. Why is it on my hands? I like my hands. They don't need mysteries on them. Please stop putting mysteries on my hands. Thank you. Hello-dee-doo-dee-doo there. My name is JampottBong, and welcome back to another episode of Unorthoblocks Season 3. Now, if you have eyes, you may be wondering, JampottBong, why are you giving me a side-eye? Also, why are you giving my mangrove door a side-eye? And why are you dressed as a very handsome guy? Firstly, I'm giving a side-eye because I'm giving a side-eye. And secondly, thank you for calling me handsome, but I'm actually a detective. I'm a detective. Well, Jam, that's a really good-looking skin. Thank you, pig. I made it myself. The giant spoiler wall saying your mum is unrelated, but the skin is related. I am Sherlock Bong. I'm sure there are better puns, like, yeah, there are no better puns. But I am Sherlock Bong, and I am bonging. Because, believe it or not, we have a mystery on our hands. If you've been watching my recent live streams, of which I haven't been that many, but they have happened, you may know what I'm talking about. It's not who put salmon on the peonies. It's not what slop is made of. It's not what is this slime seen to give him such an expression. It is the now infamous mystery base. Yep, we have a mystery base on our hands. Well, it's not on my hands. You can see my hands right here. That's like a detective-y tub or something. Wow. Ooh, a car. Luckily, we are armed with our trusty magnifying glass. I can see through it. But it actually doesn't help anything because I have at least 5 zoom keys. There's this one. There's this one, which is different. There's this one. There's this one. The list goes on. Oh, no. I need to stop getting run over by my car. Anyway, we need to go and examine this mystery base because it has been driving myself and some others absolutely insane on my past 2 live streams. For a lay of the land, this is my base and this is a mystery base. So if we keep flying south, directly south, past Shin's big hole, we will get to the mystery base. I'm such a detective-y detective. What other detectives can fly? Sherlock Bong can fly. I need my assistant, Potson. Like, you know, Bong and Pot and Anyway, okay, here it is. This is the mystery base. Over here, directly south of Shin's base, just off the main Unorthoblocks claiming map we have in our Discord, is this fairly nice, clearly work in progress little village here. The cottage. And you see, the cottage is a special case, because usually if I don't know who built something, I'll just be like, well, I don't know who built something. You know what I mean? It will clearly just be something I'm not aware of, and soon someone will mention it in the Discord. Maybe it's a spoiler, maybe it's a thing. Usually it could be as simple as someone's working on it, they haven't got around to mentioning it yet. But the mystery base is different. Everything about this base just makes it more and more confusing, and we're going to be examining that today. What makes this different is the fact it just appeared one night out of nowhere. You know, about a month ago, I was doing one of my waystone hunting streams where I hunt waystones, and I was flying over here to head south to find some waystones, and I saw this, and I was like, hang on a minute, this was not here a few days ago. I started off thinking nothing of it, but by the end of the stream, I had a closer look, and there's a lot to unpack here, actually. Small build, but a lot to unpack. It was just like, where did this come from? Who built it? Why is it here? Why have they not mentioned this? Why is this not being in an episode? What is this? So Sherlock Bong is going to take a proper look at this. I've kind of taken a proper look on streams already, but this is video content. Quick disclaimer, of course, if this was a couple weeks ago, I would be worried about making the whole episode out of examining a base. It could be spoilers, but I'm no longer worried about that because it's been a while since I first saw it. I've literally done an everyone ping in our Discord. So if someone was really worried about this being shown on camera, they could have mentioned it by now. This is all a bit of fun. Fun little mystery. And as I'm recording this, yesterday was our stream day. It was very fun. It's literally a hot tub.
Hold up, Jam.
No. Your hot tub streaming? Why'd you stop your stream?
2 bros chilling in a hot tub.
10 feet apart because they're friends.
And during my stream, I was hanging out with some other members. There was Iondis, there was Shin, there was Sunny, Flezzy was there at one point, Jay was there. And we took another look at the mystery base, and it has grown a bit since I first saw it. And it was even more confusing. Multiple members have been interrogated, and they all deny it. Apart from the time that I asked in the Discord event, everyone said it was them to be extra annoying, so thanks. It could have actually been one of those people, but you know, boy who cried wolf. An Unorthoblocks member who cried, I built this, but that doesn't have the same ring to it. That fable would not do well. We do have some prime suspects. A few of us have chatted and come to the conclusion it is most likely Kaza, squid, or rogue. Now, rogue, I'm gonna be honest, he's not the kind of guy to go and randomly build this out here without telling anyone. He would stream it, he would probably complain about it at least once. However, on the first stream I did where I saw it, we did do a bit of rogue interrogating. He was acting very sus. But in typical rogue fashion, that's normal. So I'd say rogue it's a possibility, but also not that likely. It's hard to find someone likely, because this is just so blimmin' confusing. At first, we thought Kaza, because it's kind of a Kaza build style, and in the grand scheme of things, it's not too far from her base. And it's in a similar biome. But that would imply Kaza couldn't find her base or something. And I don't know if that would happen. So probably not Kaza. Even though I could picture Kaza building this, but she'd probably mention it at least once. You see, that's the most confusing part. No one's mentioned this. And a very likely candidate is Squid. For two reasons. Squid does not make content, because Squid is one of the original founding members of Unorthoblocks who recently wanted to return to Season 3 without any content pressure. Which is completely fine, by the way. We are a content creator server, but we're not going to force it down anyone's throats. We don't have requirements or anything. My insane upload schedule is my decision. If I suddenly didn't upload for 6 months, no one would care. Even though by my standards that would probably imply I'm dead. But anyway, tangent. Squid has a whole thing of silly world building, basically. Weird, cryptic things scattered across the Unorthoblocks wilderness that you'll just have to find and accept they exist. Like one of my previous episodes, we fell into Squid's house, which was interesting, and we found another house I will not disclose the location of, because that's the whole idea, it's a secret. So Squid builds secret randomness across the server. So a mystery base that drives a load of us insane is probably plausible. But at the same time, I don't really know Squid's build style very well, and I don't know if this is something she'd build. Maybe? I don't know. So I'd say Squid is a possibility, but also not likely. No one is likely. Like, we can be a pretty energetic server. We have members who are enthusiastic, but it's still so hard to find someone who would have enough energy to pull this off for so long. Even I don't feel like I'd have enough energy to do this. I would absolutely crack at some point and post it in Discord being like, hey guys, I built this nice build, please look at it. Also, I'd use free squid there. I'm going to be honest though, detectiveness aside, this is a lovely build. If the person who built this is watching, please reveal yourself, but if the person who built this is watching, I hope you enjoy possibly the weirdest way you've ever been complimented. Detective work. Because even though I'm being driven around the bend by the fact I have no idea who built this, honestly, I am just complimenting your build because it's really nice. You've gone and found this meadow biome and you're building a little village, little fantasy village almost, and it's lovely. I really love this house. I love the window boxes. I love the chimney. I love a splash of yellow, and just the general way it's laid out is really pleasing. Really nice build style. And trust me, I have tried thinking about this based on whose build style it's closest to, but also that's not enough, because it's not just who would build like this, it's who would do this. I believe our main points are who would do this, who would build like this, and who exists. Interestingly, everyone on the server exists, which is good. You see, it feels like anyone I interrogate about this, anyone interrogates about this, will just say no. Do you know who built this base? No. Okay. Wait, why have you got my elytra? It's very hard to get an answer out of anyone. So for now, we've just got to resort to using our mind. Using what we know about the server, using what's in front of us, piecing everything together to try and at least get close to who built this. Because usually I wouldn't care, but just the hilarious fact there managed to be a whole base on the server that's a mystery makes me so curious. Like, look at all the other bases on the server. This is Cuzza's. This is Billy's. This is Dax. This is Gertie's. This is Plasma's, etc, etc. But then this is out here and just... So I think it's time to properly examine every last detail of this. You know, it's not stalking if you have no idea who you're stalking. For legal reasons, that was a joke. Please don't take my advice, kids. Okay, for starters, it's directly south of Shin's base. Shin has been procrastinating building his hole, so maybe he built this while procrastinating building his hole. But also he's Shin, so he wouldn't. That's literally my only piece of evidence there. That's my only lead. He's just Shin. And honestly, that is enough to go off. Shin's a different breed. He's just Shin. He's good at shinning. We can also look at what materials are used to get a good idea of what sort of journey the person building this would have had to take. You see, things conflict each other. They've got some relatively far-in stuff like an ender chest and emeralds, but also they very much appear to be in the really early game as well. Because if I just rifle through someone's chests, they're not exactly rich. This diamond in an item frame is not named, but I'm assuming they're doing that classic, my first diamond thing, and this is a diamond they've mined. If we go down in free cam, Bit of a cheaty cam. Do we see any clear evidence of mining? That's my question. There's a spawner that's not been spawned. Okay, I do see something here. Underneath this random island over here, there's a strip mine. That doesn't make much sense though. They could strip mine under their own base. I don't know if that's them, but maybe Ratdog or Shin. Because Ratdog stuff ends around here, which is honestly not too far, but I doubt this is Ratdog. Anyway, materials. They've used some mangrove over here, and looking at the map, there isn't much mangrove in the vicinity, so they will have needed to go on an adventure to get this, but also we have a waystone point to get to a mangrove mining place, and we have a waystone at spawn, and everyone starts at spawn, so honestly it's not too hard. They have one cherry sign, but there is cherry over there. This build is made out of oak, birch, and spruce, also more proof they've been to a mangrove swamp, but all these other wood types are prevalent in the area, and bricks, granite, that's not too hard from a little bit of mining. They've got a bell, but there is a village over there, yeah, right here, and there's also a village right here. So they're between two villages, so that makes sense. They have an azure blue A, however it's pronounced, which is acquired from a normal swamp. There aren't any swamps nearby, but again, we have a waystone point, and the other flowers can pretty easily be found, so I don't think the flowers give too much away. They've got lanterns, so we know they have iron. They've acquired moss somehow in order to make these. There's probably a lush cave here somewhere, to be honest. They do have dark oak. Looking at the map, there isn't dark oak nearby, but again, they may have gone on a little jaunt to get it. They've got bamboo, interestingly, but bamboo is also common near our spawn, because we got jungly bits. Yellow terracotta, we literally have a terracotta waystone warp. We've got deep slate, but again, we did see a strip mine over there if it was whoever built this. Oh, look at this serious detectiving we're doing. Look, I'm looking at you through my magnifying glass. You were in trouble. Now, when you... Oh, Enderman. Oh, no. No. An interesting thing in here, in fact, honestly, everything inside this room is interesting. They have two crafting tables at really random parts of a room, and the chests are also interesting. Firstly, of course, the arrangement is quite peculiar, but we can learn a lot from looking in the chests. They have a good amount of mangrove. They have a lot of very early game adjacent things, which is really interesting, because it really does just feel like someone's out here playing the early game decisively. 1 year into the season. It doesn't look like they've had much help from spawn at all. I'm willing to believe that maybe someone is in the process of moving out, so a lot of their stuff is still at wherever they live at spawn, or lived at spawn. Maybe they're moving, I don't know. It's just guesswork, honestly, but we do see some things in here. This looks like ruined portal loot, and I did see a ruined portal over here. A lot of cobblestone, presumably from mining. As you can see, I don't think they have silk touch, even though they could go to the trading hall. Yeah, see, that's the weird part. Someone really has actively decided to play the early game out here, because it's not hard to get to the trading hall, where they can literally take silk touch from the barrels by the villagers. So that's interesting. But also, does whoever this is even have an elytra, or just a way to get to spawn? Oh, creeper. I mustn't get this base blown up. They need to light this up. Maybe it's a shotgun. I've gotten better at lighting stuff up recently because I'm cool now. So we have player heads here. What's interesting is this is a head of a player who's never logged on this season. This is a Mighty Beard. He's busy and stuff. This is a Bex head who she hasn't been on much recently. This is a really specific Billy head with a moustache, a llama head, and two cryptid heads. Cryptid has logged on once this season. I was there the entire time he was on, and I don't think he died. None of these heads could have existed at the same time. I don't think there was a time where Bex was wearing this skin while Cryptid was on, while Billy had his moustache, while Beard was somehow here. Fear not, this is easily answerable. All of these can be acquired from our wandering traders, like literally a trader llama head and some mini blocks. I'm assuming that while someone was building this, a wandering trader popped by and they had a few emeralds to spare, because as you can see from this portal, they clearly have a sufficient supply of emeralds somehow. Also, random ender chest, they have an ender chest somehow. We're going to go through this portal, and it's weird here as well. Okay, so all this and stuff over here is our nether hub, and the place where you actually want to be in the nether. You can see they spawned a little bit away from that, and I'm not going to walk along this bridge because of this scary guy, but from free coming along, you can see it just stops. So they're cut off from everyone else in the nether, judging by the fact they're out mining without silk touch, clearly. It just seems like this person's completely disconnected from the rest of the server, which is cool. Someone can choose to be disconnected from the rest of the server if they want to. But as Sherlock Bong, I say that's really confusing. In the way that it's a contradictions, you know. They have an ender chest, but no signs of silk touch. They quite possibly get some things from near spawn, yet don't seem to have a way to get to spawn. Which honestly makes me feel like someone's just playing with us. If this is an April Fool's prank for someone, and it will get revealed in 6 days, I applaud you, you evil See, Nether Portal doesn't really answer much. It goes nowhere. Next thing we can see is this wall here. When I was talking to other Unortho people about this, it was pointed out that it's really interesting how the leaves don't dangle, they don't drape down the wall, which would be very common if someone's building a wall like this. So firstly, that's unique. I like it. And secondly, who else does this? On the first stream where I noticed this build, I did see something slightly similar at Rogue's base. But again, not entirely sure it's Rogue. However, when you find unique building things like this, it is good to keep them in mind. JampottBong approves of things like this. So it's just a nice retaining wall with a mix of cobble and stone. Very common, so not much to go off there. But interesting leaf placement style, I must say. Also, the azaleas implies there must be a lush cave somehow. They've clearly gone to a lush cave. Now, this build, honestly, not many clues here. It's made out of surrounding materials. The bell is from the village, as we said. And it also looks very much like a work in progress. There may be an interior eventually. We'll see how it goes. But I don't want to check on this too much, because then I feel bad for stalking someone's work. Yeah, even though I'm making a whole detective episode, you know. It's all good. It's all a bit of fun. Whoever this is really likes using doors as windows, I must say. Look, same over here. The penultimate feature is that the nice path goes... Oh, I broke someone's grass. I'm so sorry. But yeah, nice path goes down to this. Now, place your guesses. Is this deliberately a plank or a diving board? You know, pirate, walk the plank here. Or is it a bridge that they haven't got enough mangrove to finish? Judging from the chests, they've got enough mangrove, so maybe it's just a work in progress they haven't got around to finishing yet. There may be another half of a bridge. Judging by the elevation, it would have to go down a bit. I'm probably overthinking this so much. But I'm trying to put myself in the mind of someone who would build this. As someone who really likes mangrove, I approve. I think this is nice. I like the use of the fences. Unlike the wall, they do have draping leaves here. Just oak leaves, which makes sense. There are oak trees in the area. And the same usage of lanterns. Something else that was pointed out yesterday when I was hanging with Unortho people on my stream was that this probably wouldn't be a diving board or pirate plank unless it was to do with breaking your legs. Because usually these would dive you into water, but that one directly drops just onto the hill. So I don't know. I'm nearly out of rockets, so no. Finally, as I walk over the hill to not use up all my rockets before I can get home, there are multiple cats. I'm assuming they come from a village and random wool block, but that's not what I was actually about to talk about. Creeper. There's a really weird wheat field here. You know what? It's unique. Maybe they didn't have enough seeds to fill it in, but a circular wheat field with some carrots mixed in as well, and some cornflowers. Very interesting wheat field. I don't think there's much to go off based on the wheat field. There's so many mobs here. So I think that's everything to notice at the mystery base. To whichever Unortho person built this, really nice build. Please let us know if you built it. You see, knowing Unorthoblocks, if the person who built this is watching the video, they're not going to comment saying they built it. They're going to laugh. They're just going to be sitting there maniacally laughing while watching this. And as a certified chaos gremlin of the server, I approve of that. You go, gremlins. Oh, it's a skeleton. Light up your build, says a hypocrite. Also, random mushroom there and random nether portal. Probably unrelated. That was JampottBong's first piece of work right there. I must say, I feel very, very detective-y. I feel detected, and I feel magnified, and I feel confused, as any good detective should. Confusion is kind of what drives detectives, I guess, because if you're certain about something, then you probably don't need to detectivify it. I do not have enough rockets to get home, that's funny. Oh, before we end the episode, Shin's base here has provided a board of heads to point at in regards to the mystery base. That's not why Shin placed heads, but it's convenient for me. I don't think it was a drowned, and I don't think it was a guardian, but you never know. I don't think it was Omelette, not Omelette's build style. We'd know if Omelette did this, I think. It's not Catboy Plasma, because I don't know if a cat would do this. It's not Kuzza. I guess I could kind of see Kuzza building in this style, maybe. But I just don't know if he'd have the time to do this, to be honest. Kuzza's more than happy working on the stuff we know he's working on. I don't know if he'd have a secret base over there. Maple logged on a few times at the start of the server, but I don't know if she's logged on since. Maybe when I was asleep. I don't think she'd do this, so she has a base far, far away. The other side of the server. Cryptid, we established. Don't think it's cryptid. Gertie, no. I think we'd know if it was Gertie, and Gertie has denied it. Teach, no, not his build style, and we'd hear him complain about it at least once. He'd ask for help collecting the materials, knowing Teach. Howling has not logged on this season. Travis has also been absent for a bit, and Rogue very suspiciously denied it, but I don't think it's Rogue. Provoked's working on a volcano. And Aurora would not touch the overworld. No, 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 no. This would be in the Nether if it was her. Well, I do hope you enjoyed this very odd detective episode, but now that it is very likely that whoever built this intended it as a deliberate mystery, I couldn't not make an episode out of it after the fun on my stream last night. This is driving a load of us Unorthoblocks members crazy, and I approve of that. It's a lot of fun. Maybe across the rest of the season, Detective Jam, Sherlock Bong will continue to solve this mystery. We may be able to have a few fun episodes of interrogating people, and I do have a little plan involving using my clone as CCTV. Hopefully, everyone on Unorthoblocks doesn't suddenly build mystery bases to troll me. I'll see you in the next episode. Detective Magnifying Glass Toodle Poop!